Hi everyone, Topsy here from Oh So Geeky. Today I'm going to show you how you can decorate a table with pixel art using bottle caps. Here's what we'll need. A table. It can be old and beat up as long as it still functions as a table. The top should also be a solid color. White spray paint, acrylic paints in different colors, some epoxy resin. You'll probably want enough to cover your table at least a ½ inch deep. Some painter's tape, either hot glue or tacky glue, aluminum foil. You'll need at least basic graphics editing skills, or at least the ability to find pixel art at a specific size. And of course, bottle caps. How many you'll need will depend on the size of the table, so let's figure out how many we'll need.
Take 2 caps and walk them down the side of the table to count how many will fit. If your table isn't a square, measure both the length and the width. Mine was a square, which ended up being 31 by 31 bottle caps. Take that measurement in pixels and make or find a piece of pixel art in those dimensions. I'm using a video game sprite of Sailor Moon, which I've edited to fit my size requirements and added a gradient in the background. Of course, you can use whatever image you'd like, as long as it's the right size for your table. The total number of bottle caps you'll need will be the width times the height. In our case, 961. Next, count the number of pixels in each color. To count the colors in the gradient, I just counted the number of background cells in each row, moving from blue to pink, and marked them off as I went. Then I went back and counted all the solid colors. When all your colors are counted, make sure the numbers add up to your total bottle cap count from earlier. Now it's time to gather all those bottle caps. Lay them out in a single layer on some newspaper and spray paint them all white. This will give you an even base coat so your colors will come out evenly. Once they're dry, use your color counts from earlier to paint the appropriate number of caps in each color. I started with the blue ones. To make the gradient, I kept adding a little more pink to the blue for every row. The solid colors were straightforward. To make gold, I started with a yellow cap and sprinkled on some gold glitter. When all of the caps are painted, dried, and accounted for, you'll need to glue them to the table. I tried 2 methods for this, hot glue and tacky glue. Each had its ups and downs, and either would work fine depending on your personal preferences. Use your image as a guide to glue the caps on the table, going 1 row at a time. Once the caps are all in place and your glue is dried, use painter's tape to line the edges with tinfoil. This is to hold the resin in place, so be sure to tape the foil very securely. Prepare your resin using the instructions included with it. Always be sure to follow any safety instructions included in the packaging as well. Pour the resin on top of the caps, and use one of those cheapo foam brushes to spread the resin evenly across the table. Make sure resin gets in the gaps between each of the bottle caps and reaches the foil on each side. Let the resin cure. I waited 2 days to be sure mine was all set. Remove the tin foil and sand down the edges if they look like they need it.
And you're done! Thanks for joining me in this experiment of a project. Once again, this is Sailor Topsy from Oh So Geeky, and on behalf of the moon, hit subscribe.